Hi, welcome to Sikkhon.com. In today's tutorial class, we will see how we are going to use the if function in Microsoft Excel, how we will use various other functions under if, which is and or. We'll learn how to use those and get started with it in MS Excel. How we will use these to prepare the final sheets of documents such as result sheet or salary sheet. We'll learn how to complete a sheet with these. But before that, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like and share the video. So let us go and start today's video. The document which we see on the screen, we can see here that there is a format drawn on the document where we have given it name, year, sale amount, and after that comes bonus or rank. So we already saw in our previous classes of if how to do this, that if any employee sells an appropriate amount, then how we will find his rank or bonus amount here. For example, if we want to create a format here, that if someone sells 20,000 or 25,000, then he will be provided an amount and he will be given the amount. We can do it easily if we write the function here equal if. Then here we will have to find the source. Then we'll select the cell. We already know how to use if. If you have not watched our previous videos yet, then you can go and watch our previous videos and learn about if. So now if I write that if any field is greater than 24,000 or 25,000, here I am writing 25,000, which means here I have created a criteria that if our field is more than 25,000, then it will work. If you notice here, value if true, which means after giving a comma, the value will become true. So what will happen if it is more than 25,000? Let's give double inverted commas here. Then in the double inverted commas, we will write, for example, 4,000 rupees is received as bonus. Now comes else, which means if it does not happen. So we have already given that if it is more than 25,000, we'll add a 0 here. So if the value is more than 25,000, then the person will get a bonus of 4,000. Or else, we will notice the next option here, which is written value if false. Let us give a comma here. After that, if we give double inverted again, so now if the value is false, then he will receive 0. We have discussed about this in our previous class. If you have not watched our video yet, then I will recommend you to go and watch it. In that class, we have discussed about if function in more detailed way. So this is how we prepare a document. We have already learned about this in our previous class, that if you want to use if function in any document to find records, then you can easily extract it. Let us press enter. Now we can notice that it is showing 0. Our command was if it was more than 25,000. Since it is equal to 25,000, that is why it is showing 0. So now let's drag this column. Then we will notice that the three fields above 25,000, that is 30,000, 35,000 and 40,000, these three fields have received 4,000 as bonus and remaining are at 0. So this was the use of if, which means by the use of if, we can put any of the amount that we want or even we can grade them. For example, if it is more than 25,000, it can be a grade C. In the result sheet, we already had seen that if someone receives more than a certain number, they will get a grade A or grade B or something else. You can check the previous videos from the link in the description. From there, you can learn the uses of if you want. So this was all about using if, that by using if how we will do true and false. In today's class, we will see while using if function, if there are more than one criteria. So what we did here, let us notice, we have given just one criteria here, which means the row over here, which is D4. If that is more than 25,000, which is one criteria. But if I want to give two criteria, let's say the sales team will receive a bonus if they complete 1 year of work. So the bonus won't be just for the amount. Bonus will be more if they are working more than 1 year. There are many companies who does not pay the bonus amount of any festivals if the employee has not completed 1 year of work in the office. So in those cases, we have to add more than 1 or 2 criteria, which means the criteria should be more than 25,000 of sale amount and more than 1 year of working in the company. So what we are gonna do for this? The place where we have given the if command, we will add and. After giving and, we will use one more bracket. After giving the bracket, the criteria in which we had given if, we are going to close the bracket of the cell name. So let us notice properly, the area which we had as the logical reasoning and the criteria, we have kept that outside the bracket. So if true 4,000 and if false 0. Also, we know that comma denotes AND, which means this is the criteria, then comma, then this is true and this is false. Let us understand this easily. Then after this, let us give one more criteria over here D4 and then we give a comma. After that, let us write here C4. So the next criteria which we want is C4 should be more than 1. Then what is the criteria which we have given here? Let us understand that. That if D4 is more than 25,000 and along with this C4 is more than 1, only then the formula will be applied. Let's press enter. Now we will replace the function once again. Now if we notice that only one of the employee has got a bonus of 4,000, but in our previous criteria, these two employees should also get the bonus of 4,000 when we use the if function. But if we notice here, it is 0.5, which means 6 months, and this person has sale of more than 35,000, but he is working just for 1 year. So he is not completing our second criteria. So what did we learn here? That while using if we want to add multiple criterias or multiple fields, so we can connect two fields. This can be used in various fields. For example, if someone does a job, they can be a full-time employee or part-time employee, or rather they can also be an intern. So all these fields are considered for the salary. Now the bonus that the company gives to their employees, that is only for the full-time salaried employees. So in those cases, we use these multiple fields. For example, let us take one more row. Okay, so now here if we give a job type column. Okay, now let's give here full-time. And after that, let's give a half-time. And after that, let's give hourly. So we can write it in this way. Now let us write here full-time. Then let's give here hourly. Here, let's give half-time. And then again full-time. So when we are preparing a salary sheet for a job, at that time, as I said earlier, many people may work hourly, full-time, half-time, and let's say our boss requires that the bonus which is to be given, for that the employee has to be a full-time employee. Now, if we want, we can connect all three fields in the function, which means we can connect all the ifs in one function. So the more than 25,000 field given over here. If we give a equal here, as we saw in the class of if, then it would mean 25,000 or more than that. And here 1 or more than 1. Then this field which is 1 year will also get connected here. So now if I want to add one more criteria over here, let's give a comma. And after giving a comma, it would be C4. After making this row, the column has changed to D4 and the function automatically changed there as well. So we will write C4, then equal, then double inverted, and after that we'll write here full-time. Now the words should be absolutely same. We will have to remember the writing that we have done should be perfectly same in the function. So we have given here D4 should be 1 or more than 1 and C4 should be full-time. If job type is full-time, then he will be given the bonus amount. So let's press enter here. After that, let's drag the function. Now we will notice that only one person has got 4,000 here. That is because he is working for more than 1 year. And in the function, we have given 25,000 or more than 25,000. And since this is 25,000, then the function got connected here. Also, he is full-time. So this guy confirmed all the three criteria here. Further, we can see sale more than 25,000, working for more than 1 year, but he's half-time. That is why they got no bonus. Again, 30,000 1 year but half-time. Then 40,000 and he's full-time, but he has not completed 1 year in the company. And if I change it to 2 years here, then we can notice that he has gotten a 4,000 bonus. So in this way, we are going to use multiple functions by the use of if, so that in the advanced level of works, we can use this. Many a times in salary sheet and for preparing various sheets, we are required to use multiple functions, which means by meeting the required criteria, these functions will occur. So there is another option, which is OR function. So for example, either he can be full-time or he should be working more than 1 year. So this also can be used here. For example, if I put OR here, what happened after giving OR? Now the criteria is the sale should be more than 25,000 or he has worked for more than 1 year or he is a full-time employee. Now if I press enter and drag it, now we can see that everyone has got a bonus. The reason behind this is all the three criterias are under OR function. So OR means rather, which means sale has to be 25,000 or more, or has to work for more than 1 year, or has to be a full-time employee. Now let us understand why everyone has got a 4,000 bonus. So if you notice here, everyone has got a bonus now. We can see that all of them have completed either one of the criterias. Like here, the sale is 15,000 but he has worked for more than 1 year. So he has fulfilled one criteria. So now if I remove this 1 year from the OR function, now the function has to be more than 25,000 of sales, or he has to be a full-time worker. So now after enter, if we drag the function, then we will notice that these two options are 0 now. So we will have to remember these important things. I have repeatedly said this, that while doing any function, we will first analyze it thoroughly. That why is the function being used here? And if there is any criteria that this or that happens, then the company will give that employee this revenue. Or the criteria is this or that. We can also give this and that, or we can select this or that. So in this way, we are going to use all these functions. So this was for today's class. We saw today that while using the if function for giving multiple criterias, how can we use and or functions in MS Excel. We are going to practice these functions. Practicing these more and more will help us to understand the concept of the functions and where to use these. If you get stuck in any problem, you can comment us, or you can visit our Facebook page facebook.com/Sikkhon and message us there, or you can visit our forum forum.sikkhon.com. You can log in or sign up in this forum and get the answers for your queries. Thank you so much for being with today's class of Sikkhon.com.